Alright, before we get started, I just have to say that I am completely swamped with schoolwork at the moment, and I probably will be until about the midway point of June. So I'm gonna have to take a bit of a mini hiatus after this video, which is unfortunate. I know we just hit 2,000 subscribers, which is amazing. Thank you guys so much for that. But I'm really gonna need to take a couple weeks break from YouTube just so I can finish on my schoolwork as the semester wraps up. That being said, I will be trying my best to live stream the E3 conferences. It really depends on how much work I have left to do at that point, but hopefully everything works out. And I am planning something for the huge milestone. You're just going to have to be a bit patient and wait a bit longer. So with all of that out of the way, let's talk about the first chapter of Orient. Now, I don't think I mentioned this in the video yet. Maybe on the podcast, I can't remember. But I've been looking forward to this series ever since it was announced. For those who don't know, Orient is Shinobu Ohtaka's new manga. She is, of course, the mangaka behind Manga, which is one of my all-time favorite series. The series is just so fantastic, and of course I was pretty disappointed how it was done dirty in the end and rushed to conclude. But we really didn't have to wait long. Shinobu Ohtaka is back with a brand new weekly shonen series. Now, the only thing we knew about it going in was that it starred this 15-year-old boy named Musashi, and it was set in feudal Japan. So of course, logically, I was expecting a remake of Vagabond. That's not quite what we got, though. Now, I'm going to be talking about spoilers. The chapter's in the description if you want to check it out for yourself. So we're in this fictional feudal Japan here, where basically these demon monsters have seemingly taken over everything, and now they're sort of worshipped as gods. We have Musashi and Kojiro, who, you know, were childhood friends. They're like, yeah, man, we're gonna grow up and we're gonna beat the shit out of all these demons like our ancestors. But as they grow up and them needing to survive, they have to adapt to the new ways of life. So Musashi becomes a miner. He starts training, he like mines every day. But in secret, he's been using this pickaxe as a weapon, been training himself in the ways of you know, pickaxe martial arts. He hasn't lost sight of his goal to kill all the demons. He goes up to Kojiro now, who's, you know, smoking them death sticks, and he's like, hey man, remember how we wanted to, you know, kill everyone? Let's do that again. I've been practicing. He's like, nah man, nah, I'm over that shit. You go mine your ores. Anyway, they get accepted, that they pass all of their mining tests. They're like, hey, how about you work at our slave labor camps instead? And if not, these these giant faceless cat things with mouths in the shape of stars will fucking tear your faces off. Musashi's like, oh no, this is my moment to shine. I'm gonna beat the shit out of you guys and we're gonna blow this hole. But they took his pickaxe away from him and he starts getting the absolute shit beaten out of him. But then we cut back to Kojiro, who finds Musashi's notebook, which has all of his stuff, which has all of his moves. He's like, oh shit, Musashi's actually serious. Well, you know what? Let's go save his ass and fight some demons. And this part of the chapter made me verbally laugh out loud. When I saw this was fucking, it was the only reaction I could have possibly had. It was obvious that Kojiro was going to save him at the last minute, but he slams in to the fucking faceless cat demon with a motorcycle. What the fuck is going on with this series? He brings Musashi his pickaxe, then he goes and he fucking slices the giant demon in half. Some more demons show up. They're like, ah yeah man, it's showtime. That's where the chapter ends. Now, I would be lying to you if this wasn't like the most entertaining thing I have read in a while. It had so much energy. Otaka's art skills were really on point here, so the action near the end of this chapter looked absolutely fantastic. And overall, I think this series got off to a pretty solid start. There are a few things, of course, I have to bring up, though. Some things I wasn't too keen on, some things I hope, you know, get a bit more fleshed out. So this series definitely seemed a bit more like a standard shonen battle manga than Magi, comparing their first chapters anyway. You see, we have Musashi, and his dream is to be the Bushi, I think is what it's called, you know, the demon killer. He wants to be the best one, you know, that's his dream. And this whole aspect of his character made him come across as a bit generic, right? Like, there really isn't much to him yet, other than, oh, I want to be the best of, you know, whatever, best fucking wizard king. And one of the reasons I love Magi so much is because it doesn't really have this. You know, Aladdin and Alibaba, you know, they're just two dudes. They may have some crazy powers, they may have some crazy ties, blood ties to the monarchy. They don't really go around screaming like, I want to be the best that no one ever was. Well, I do think it is a bit too quick to judge, because another thing I want to bring up is that we really don't know much about anything at this point. We don't really know anything about the characters. They haven't been fleshed out very much. A lot of the stuff about this world we don't know about. Yeah, well, why the fuck does he have a motorcycle in feudal Japan? That's the shit I want to know, and stuff I'm very excited to learn more about. And also, this chapter ended on a bit of a weird spot. It almost seems like we're gonna get at least a couple more chapters of this fight before, you know, we take a breather and learn more about this stuff. So I am interested to see how all of that goes down. Guess I should also talk a bit more about the art and the character designs. As expected, it looks a lot like Manga. That this always happens when, you know, new authors start new series. They, you know, their art looks almost exactly the same as their last one. It's very common for mangaka to have difficulties, you know, making their characters look a lot different. But, you know, of course, she's already doing much better than that other guy. So yeah, that about does it. A pretty solid chapter overall, but very entertaining. And for the time being, I will be keeping up with this series as new chapters release. Now, you know me, I'm not going to be reviewing every single chapter. We're not chibi reviews, okay? We're not going in like to 20 minutes in depth on a single chapter that will be completely irrelevant a week later. But you never know what could happen. So with that, thank you all so much for watching. You can leave your thoughts on the first chapter of Orient in the comments below. And I'll see you guys in the next video after my mini hiatus.
I'll fix what was lost as a minor. I shall take what I kept inside, craft it and go again. 1999, slaughter.